We have the final game of the season, and one of the best battles for a position I've ever seen on this game. Yeah, it's not ourselves involved. We've, for the last 2 or 3 games, been locked in the mediocrity of 5th place. So we've guaranteed Europa League football, which is good. So it's a step up from where we were when we got knocked out to Chelsea. However, you've probably noticed the Milans are on the same points, 3 goal difference separating them, which doesn't matter too much in Italy because it's done on head-to-head. And they're actually playing each other for the final game of the season. So I have looked to see if I could attend that game instead of going to my own, but it turns out I have to go and watch my own team play, which is a shame. But we are playing Alessandria, who are currently bottom of the league, by 5 points. So even if they win, they're not going anywhere. We could win 46-0 or lose by the same amount and go nowhere, because we have an 11-point gap to the team behind us and a 15-point gap to the teams ahead. We've played pretty well over the last few games. I've tweaked the tactic to something that I've heard is quite well, that works quite well, should I say. And it seems to have done quite a good job for us. But before we jump into the episode and that amazing Milan game that we're not going to be able to watch, I will ask if you can do me the favour of liking and subscribing, show your support on the channel, it'd be greatly appreciated. If you're up to date with our save going over at Berlin, you'll probably be aware that that's no more. However, the save itself is still going. We'll be joining a new team, and I'll be hoping to get that video out either tomorrow or the day after for the new team. It's with the same manager and the same timeline, so there's a little bit more history there. And I'm really looking forward to it. The team we've joined that are in the same division, we're still doing that German club build from the 3rd tier. Yeah, they look pretty good. I'm a big old fan. There is actual scope for progression there, it seems, which is wonderful. But our previous games, we've played quite a few since you were last with us, which was I believe it was actually the Chelsea game. So we've changed to a 4-3-1-2, and you've probably noticed there's a hell of a lot of green dots. It's just good. We've started that off with a 2-1 win against Parma, a 4-0 win then against Napoli. That's when I was thinking, oof, good old formation. 5-1 against Tonana, which should be expected really, they're not that strong a team. Genoa, beat them 4-0, I was quite happy with that. A 1-1 draw with Roma, which could have gone better, didn't. League leaders, as they are at the moment, Inter did come to our home and beat us, unfortunately. We then beat Torino 3-1, all of our goals before half-time. All of the goals before half-time. And most recently, the most recent win, should I say, is a 1-0 against Udinese. It seems that the team have then given up, because we then lost 2-1 to Cagliari, which I was a little bit upset about. But it's fine, we move. But, as I say, Alessandria, to finish off the season, let's go and have a little butchers at that new tactic. As the previous screen so heavily suggested, it is a 4-3-1-2, but there is scope for Hugendorm's position to drop into a holding role if we're playing against the stronger teams. To be fair, it's probably most likely going to be Europa League if we end up pulling the likes of Real Madrid or someone ridiculous in the knockout rounds, should we get that far. So I think I'm just going to kind of build the team around this formation and lock it in. Might have some slight tweaks with the actual kind of instructions, but the positions themselves, I'm quite happy with at the moment. But we're going to go with Berger in goal, Del Prato, Favasuli, Benson and Balde as our back four. We have Stevanovic as the centre of the mids with Lacombe and Palacios either side. Hugendorm supporting Guida and Esposito up top. Free kick for ourselves. It's put towards Benson at the back post. Oh, and it hits the woodwork. I've noticed with this different formation as well, Favasuli scored an absolute shed load of goals. And I'm not sure why. I don't know why it's different to the other ones. Obviously, they're mostly from corners. But he's been dominant. I don't know if it's just I haven't played this game in a little while and I've forgotten how good he was. But he scored a fair whack. The ball's been played around quite nicely by us. Balde knocks it over towards Guida. Esposito made a little run then to break the line, but Guida didn't see him. Palacios, just keep it. Just stop faffing about. Keep the ball. Update on the Milans. Still 0-0 from what I'm aware of. Hugendorm has just managed to smash that wide, upsettingly. Not much has happened really, bar that highlight or two that I was talking over earlier. There has been some movement though. The Milans have had a goal. Inter, away from home in their own stadium, Bajrami scored for them. They have now got a 3-point lead. Points are kind of irrelevant. It's just dependent on that game itself. If it ends as a draw, it's Inter's title because they already had the better head-to-head. So Milan have got a lot of work to do in this last 45 minutes. Oddly, the highlight started with their goalie saving a wayward pass. But he's launched it forward. Favasuli wins the header, obviously, because it's what he does. Hermoso, Pagella, what was that? Guarencino? No, Hugendorm, brilliant ball through to Guida. And he's kicked it wide as well. I don't believe there's been a shot on target yet this game. Hugendorm, free kick, wide. Oh, and Favasuli's now hit the post. It's kind of a almost a copy of the one on the other half in the first half when Benson hit the post. But the defenders have looked pretty dangerous at the moment. Balde is flying out on the left side. Good ball towards the back post. And Esposito pulls a decent save out of Parisian. Parisian? It's not Parisian. He's not French. Why have I been talking Favasuli up? I mean, he's done brilliantly to come back for that tackle, but how has he mistimed that header? So we've just passed the hour mark. Still 1-0 in the Milan game. As we said, I'm more interested in their game than my own because it means literally nothing. But we'll make some subs. Who shall we bring on? Is there any youngsters that we want to have a look at? We'll bring on both Luis Ramirez, but he can come on for Lacombe because he's been out injured for a little while. And we'll drop Hugendorm back into that position. And we'll also bring off Tommaso Guida for Joao Felipe because he wants some more game time. Had a little moan at me earlier in the week. It's fine. I sent, I think it was Favasuli actually. Go and have a chat with him, lad. Sort him out. And he did just that. The launch ball from their goalkeeper, picked up beautifully by Favasuli to keep us in possession. Del Prato knocks it back into the centre-back. Nice little short passes again. That's what we're going to go for. Keep possession, recycle it, and just work forwards up the pitch. Joao Felipe, he's found a gap. He's run at it. What a goal. I wasn't expecting that. He had a little space, ran towards it, and just slaps it in the bottom corner. Throw in on the right. Del Prato, short to Hugendorm, and straight back to the thrower. Stevanovic out on the left. Palacios, all the way up to Del Prato again. Oh, and a goalie. That's disappointing. So we have a goalie who's up for goalie of the year. Berger, obviously. Needless to say, when they gave me the option to vote for who I thought goalie of the year was, as I couldn't choose my own goalie, I've chose this fella. I look a bit of a numpty now. But hopefully my goalie gets goalie of the year at least, so it can make me feel a bit better. At the moment, Milan are having an absolute stinker because they're in third place. Juve are 1-0 up at Genoa. It's still 1-0 in the Inter game. So there's, 19 minutes for them to turn it around. All over. Inter have just made it 2-0. But what on earth was that? Esposito. You've got like 7 seconds of cack to watch before you get to it. But watch when the ball gets to Esposito now. Just turns. There's literally no one there. What are you doing? Pazella for Alessandria. Brilliant interception. That's why we're there. Felipe through to Ramirez, our attacking mid, and he just batters it at the goalie's face. As a throw in now, again, another highlight, of course. Alessandria throws it short. Del Prato makes the interception. Felipe back into Stevanovic. Esposito, Palacios feeds it into Ramirez. Oh! How many times in this game am I going to see my players just kick the ball wide? There's another highlight. Of course there is. Of course there's another highlight. Del Prato, Favasuli, Benson. Just keep it. Stop faffing about. I could have put time wasting on ages ago. That would have probably killed all these highlights. But it's too late for me to realise that now. Balde is out on the left. Cuts it back. Palacios into the area. Felipe, he's done fantastically. Brought him on, 60th minute, scored 2 goals. Fair play to the fella. I think he may very well have been... I'm not sure he was. I was going to say I think he was involved in Del Prato's goal, which kind of everyone was, but I don't know if he was directly involved. We'll know at the end of the game, but he's done really well for us. I've brought him on quite a few times, and he's never performed that well. So he obviously likes to play for the cameras. I did see that Milan just scored another goal there, but I feel it was all a little bit too late for him. But we finished with a 3-0 win, which I'm over the moon for. And I'll have a little look at the, social media sort of next screen. I can't remember what it's called. It appears to not have a title. How the media reacted, we'll go with that one. It's our social page. You'll notice, as I say, Milan did get a late goal back. Too little, too late. They finished in 3rd place, which I'm sure they are livid about. But I couldn't care less. To finish off ourselves, I don't know if there's any sort of social medias that we want to have a look at. Just everyone saying that Felipe is brilliant and someone saying that he's not that good. Which is harsh. Probably accurate, but harsh. Our season review. We haven't got the ticker tape, which is upsetting. It's pretty bland, pretty bleak. But we'll advance nonetheless. I clicked it then, nothing happened, which is a good idea. Balde, 50 million we picked him up for. The board would give us a C. He played a lot of games and got a very good rating, but I get it. That's a hell of a lot of money. Giallo came in for us. They give us a B+. Was he a signing? Yes, he was. Couldn't even remember. I might have signed him for a free. It was a long time ago. Stevanovic, who I was really happy with picking him up. I think he's brilliant. Obviously, he's got potential, bag loads of potential. But are the boarders happy? They are. Beautiful. I'm just going to fly through these. Hugendorm, livid. Don't know why they're so upset about that. 50 million, again, it's understandable. He performed all right. He does have like a set potential, which is odd. I don't think I've seen it that many times that a potential's been just completely gold. But obviously he's working towards that with all his little arrows. And if he does so, he'll be a fantastic player who'll probably sell for 2 or 3 times what we bought him. So, again, over the moon. Celia came in with a C, Pavard with a C, and there's no further signings. I thought we'd picked up more. Obviously, I was wrong. Our sales. Axel Maciel came out and I sold him. It sounds bad. I level with you, but it wasn't my choice. He said he wanted to go. I wanted to keep him on. Good thing is, he's listed. I suppose it's not a good thing, but he was listed for his club, and they weren't the biggest fans of him. It seems that that's gone, but I'll see if I can bring him back, because if I can, he'll be a good little challenge for Stevanovic. The board wanted us to qualify for the Europa League, and that's exactly what I did. I would like to have done more, but everyone in that top 4 was sniffing stuff. They're on fire, every one of them, which is incredibly frustrating and so hard for us to break into. We didn't have the best of seasons ourselves, which I think my head's covering most of this, but there's a lot of reds and yellow dots in there which we need to be cutting out, which I think that new formation and kind of a bit more depth in the midfield definitely will help us. The Conference League, they wanted us to reach the final. We got to the second knockout round because obviously we got Chelsea at the first opportunity we could, which they were livid about, but they did say that they could understand. And the Coppa Italia, they wanted us to reach the final, and we got knocked out to the ultimate league league winners. I think the cup itself was picked up by Lazio, if I remember rightly. They played Fiorentina in the final. So, yeah, our old club got there, which I'll take all the plaudits for, obviously. Biggest win was a 5-1 against Partizan. Our match to remember was a 4-0 against Bologna. And our goal of the season was from Palacios in our 5-1 win away at Ternana. A pretty dominant game. And his goal was the 4th of them. So Stevanovic gets out to Palacios on the left, and he just unleashes an absolute thunderbastard of a goal, which I'm all for. I'll have a few more of them. But Stevanovic gets the assist for a goal that is completely Palacios is making. What a finish. Our finances, they've taken somewhat of a hit, but overall, it's just eyeballing these, we've actually improved, which is brilliant. There's no movement with reputational sponsorship deals. I've literally never seen anything there. Annual revenues dropped ever so slightly. Broadcast, the same, about 2 million. Corporate's gone up about £500,000. Competition prize money, on the other hand, about 7 million. which is a good improvement. And our match day commercial's gone up ever so slightly. Merchandising, there's a number of shirts sold with amounts of money. But our big names was Carlisle, oddly. I thought Esposito would be there, but Carlisle, Esposito, Hugendorm, Palacios, and Mateus Henrique, who I think I'm going to try and sell. But don't tell him yet. It might upset him. Our lineup was Berger in goal with our 4-1-2-3, 4-3-3, whatever you want to call this. Del Prato, Favasuli, Benson, Balde. Our usual back four, solid. Stevanovic behind those with Lacombe and Hugendorm. Again, solid. Esposito, Felipe, and Carlisle up top, who have all played fantastically. So if we're looking at this, it's a pretty decent team. We've got some good attackers partnering about as well. I'm a big fan. Fastest goal, Carlisle, 15 seconds. I don't even remember it. I'm not sure the team that scored against remember it either, but it happened. 14 Man of the Match awards is a record for Esposito, and 32 goals as well. But ideally, we want to break that over the next few seasons. Fans Player of the Season was Esposito. I'm just going to read down his accolades first because there's about 1 million. Top scorer, 32. Most assists, 10. Most Player of the Match awards, 14. And highest average rating with a 7.7. Favasuli picked up 69 passes per 90 minutes. Carlisle was our Young Player of the Season. Sign of the Season was Balde for 50 million. The board were livid. Okay, I wasn't expecting to come into this, but we've got a new owner. He was labelled during all the takeover talks as a tycoon. He did say he's going to give me £161 million to spend, which obviously is very fun. I'm not seeing it. He did say he was going to plan to make some facilities, which he has followed up after I requested them. So, I don't know. I can't tell you what we've got to spend, but it does seem very promising. Our finances themselves, they were a little bit in the mud. Just the 91 million in arrears. We're now 54 million in profit. So maybe there's the 160 million he said he was going to put in. So I don't appear to have much of a budget, but it may be that will change over the next few weeks. But we've got something to work for. We've got Europa League football to go for next season, and I do hope you were there for it. But if you have enjoyed this episode and you're looking forward to the madness that I might be able to get up to in the summer window, then do me a favour, like, subscribe, give the bell a little slap about as well. That would be beautiful. There are some items over here as well, so you can carry on watching and keep your eye out for that new save that's coming, because it should only be a day or so away.